in the past month, a lot of people have been asking us, how do we get married so fast? So I guess we'll finally explain it.
What date was that we got engaged?
We got engaged.
Was it the 1st? Is that why they're saying 10 days?
Yep,
November
we got
1st?
we got engaged publicly November 1st, and then we were married on November 11th.
Why are you saying we got engaged publicly like we got engaged in secret before that? Don't trick these people up. We ain't been engaged. We got engaged. It wasn't in public or in secret. Like we got engaged on that day.
We got engaged on November 1st, married November 11th. We were out and about at 50 Elm in Hartford, and we were just sitting down. We were talking about my birthday party, I believe at the time, that never ended up happening because whatever, that's besides the point. But yeah, one of us said something on the lines of throw the 30th birthday party and us being engaged, and like we're celebrating my 30th birthday party and a marriage.
I don't even remember that.
We were talking about that, and then that's what led you to say
that we should get married on 11/11 because ones are supposed to be in tune with your angels, and we had so many people who passed away between the two of us that it would feel, since I'm more on the spiritual side, it would feel more like they're there and present with us, even though they would have been anyways. But yeah, so I said we should get married on 11/11, and he said let's do it, and I was like, cool. We pinky promised. Let me see if I can find that on Instagram. I'll put it in this video of us actually pinky promising that we would actually get married on 11/11. We started sending out the text messages to our closest friends and our closest family, like, hey, what you doing on 11/11? And they were just like, I mean, nothing. I mean, it's Veterans Day. And we're like, all right, well, we're getting married. Well, my best friend was like, I gotta work. I said, well, take it off. She said, oh, I'm taking it off.
I'm calling my sisters. They're like, is she pregnant? Like, and I'm like,
we already have a kid together.
Like we already have a child. So like her being pregnant wasn't the reason why I want to get married. We've been together 8 years. You know what I mean? 8 years. We have children. We live together. We own a house.
It was a random, well, let's just get married on this day. But like we've been talking about marriage for a very long time, and it's been leading up to us speaking on it more and more and more frequently. And we decided over time that we would just go to the courthouse. But it just so happens the day that we decided to get married, the courthouse is closed because it's a holiday. So then we had no choice but to find a space to do it in. And then we were happy with what the turnout ended up being, because like we already were rushing to figure out stuff, which I feel like you do even if you have a long period of time to plan. It's when it gets down to the wire, you got so much planning and making sure things end up being right that it just looked better being in a intimate, small, nicer place than the courthouse. So kind of happy that ended up not being at the courthouse. But
what you guys saw publicly was 10 days was really 30 days, which really isn't that much longer. Yeah. Like but 30 days is obviously much more time than 10 days to plan a wedding, but that 30 days was like outrageous. But I do want to touch on the fact that like originally we were going to keep it so basic that we weren't even going to buy rings at the time.
We were going to get tattoos.
We were going to get tatted. We were going to do our name. Was it going to be the date?
I don't remember. We were just going to get a finger tat on our ring.
It was going to be a finger tat.
I don't think we even got in depth as to what it was really going to be yet.
Yep, and we both were okay with that. Like, it wasn't about money. It wasn't about it being big or like glitz and glammy. It was just like, us getting married, and it's about us. So we were going to do like, the $40 hand tats. And then I was just like, you know what? I want to get my lady a ring. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, let's rewind. It wasn't a ring. We switched to bands first. We were just gonna get bands.
Yes. We were just gonna get bands, like just wedding bands. And we're like literally going to stores together. And I'm like, what do you like? You know what I mean? It wasn't like Nora went out and he was like trying to pick and find what she got sized at the store. Like, hey, what size does she wear? Like, you know what I mean? The whole thing. So we went and saw some bands that we like, and then we stumbled across this band that was in a set. I wasn't planning on spending this much money today, but I'm going to do it.
And thank goodness that we went there and got me resized. I was like a whole half size, if not a full size, smaller than when we originally had checked a while ago for my ring size.
Yes, so like 5 years ago, we were playing around. It was 5 years ago. And we've been together 8 years. So 3 years in, 3.5 years in, we were playing around in a jewelry store and got her size. And she had this ring on. It was really nice. Which now, when I showed her the picture like a couple weeks ago, she was like, I don't even like it. The ring was too big. It was too like, she doesn't like gaudy things.
I don't even like having this ring on my finger. It's very uncomfortable. I'm like still getting used to it. I don't wear rings like that. I might wear like fashion jewelry when we go out. But like I don't wear jewelry like that for me to now have 2 rings on my finger that I'm not supposed to take off.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like really difficult. And then it's like stoned out too, so like we get caught on stuff. Yeah, it's a lot.
So she literally picked the ring that she liked. So that took a lot of stress off of me. A couple days after that, I said, all right, we got the rings. There's no point in really getting engaged because she knows what she knows. We planned a wedding already. Like, you can't plan the wedding and then propose to somebody. That doesn't make any sense. But in my mind, I was like, I want her to have the story to tell her friends, or 5, 10, 15 years from now. You know, that's like a lady thing. Like, they get together, they see that you're married. You know, she could have met somebody on this vacation. They'd have been like, oh my God, like, you guys are honeymooning. And their first thing they're going to say is, how do you propose? And she wouldn't have that story. So I was like, you know, I got to propose to her. You know what I mean? So I literally called up her friend and I was just like, hey, you know, we got to figure out, I'm terrible with planning shit. Like, I'm awful with it. So I was like, hey, can you organize this whole thing where if she's out and I pop up somewhere and she organized the whole thing, all I had to do was show up. It was amazing. So what you guys saw was truly a surprise to her because she knows she was getting married in 30 days. And
I was actually going out with my friends as what they wanted to consider like a little bachelorette. Like, they wanted to take me out, which is why I had all white on. They were like, hey, I know you're rushing this wedding, but we gotta get you out to at least do a little something with just us 4. So they were taking me out in my mind just to go out and get some drinks and some food as someone who's about to get married with my friends. So they told me to wear what I wore. But I also, if you guys know me and follow me on social media, I was about to put sneakers on. So and he was in the house making a breakfast sandwich. I had no idea that he was about to pop up where I was at. And he's just like, no, you better take the fucking sneakers off. I said, okay. I guess we're dressing up tonight. So yeah, it definitely was a surprise. I had no idea we were getting engaged that day. But I did know we were getting married on the 11th. So
yeah, but I'm telling you guys, it was so stressful. I bought this ring. I planned the proposal to be like 7 or 8 days later from purchasing the ring, and the ring had came back from resizing. Like, we bought it had to be resized. They did a pretty fast job of getting it done in like 4 or 5 days. It came in, but there was a stone missing on the ring, and I was just like, oh my God, I don't have another 5 or 6 days for this thing to be sent back out, resized, a new stone set in it. So I'm cussing these people out, but I gotta go to my bedroom and outside to cuss them out because she doesn't know why I'm so mad, because it's only 5 or 6 days and we're getting married in 3 weeks. And she's like, what's the problem? And I'm like, well, shit, I can't tell her I'm proposing to you in a couple days. So.
And that's another reason why I didn't know we were getting engaged, because I thought the ring was off somewhere getting fixed. I didn't know he had got it back in time.
That proposal was 11/1/19, and then we actually got married on 11/11. So to everybody who saw it, it was like, wow, he proposed, and then 10 days later they had a whole wedding with people there and flower walls and flowers and everybody dressed up, and it was at a restaurant, and it was like, how did you do this in 10 days? But like I said, it was 30 days, but still very stressful, and we'll explain that at another time.
Yeah, we'll do a breakdown how that went down. Tis all.
That is it.